The ancient Egyptian pharaohs were considered the high priest and power of God on earth. They were the rulers of one of the ancient world's most advanced and sophisticated civilizations. They held great power and influence for thousands of years, leaving a legacy of impressive architecture, art, and technology. But what secrets lay beneath their lavish lifestyles and powerful reigns? This video will delve deep into the 11 incredible secrets of the ancient Egyptian pharaohs. If you're new here, click the subscribe button and then the bell icon to get instant notifications of new videos. Let's start the video. Number 11. Use of an intricate network of spies. The ancient Egyptian pharaohs were known for using an intricate network of spies to gather information on their subjects and potential threats. This network of spies was made up of individuals from all walks of life who were tasked with reporting on everything from political dissidents to the activities of foreign powers. The pharaohs used this information to maintain their power and neutralize potential threats. The spies would often infiltrate communities and report back to the pharaoh with valuable information. They were also known to intercept messages and gather intelligence on other nations. This complex espionage system allowed the pharaohs to keep a tight grip on their society and stay one step ahead of their enemies. The use of spies was just one of the many tools at the disposal of the ancient Egyptian pharaohs as they sought to maintain their power and control over their kingdom. Number 10. Pharaohs spent their reigns preparing for their death. The ideas of death and the afterlife played an important role in the lives of the pharaohs, as evidenced by the fact that they developed various burial sites and tombs to honor their legacies and serve as their dwellings in the afterlife. They believed that there was life after death, so they packed their tombs with everything they could need when they rose again in the next life to prepare for their journey to the underworld, led by Anubis to be judged by the hands of Osiris. The Valley of Kings is home to many kings and queens who were devout believers in the afterlife and resurrection. Number 9. All pharaohs wore makeup. They painted around their eyes with black coal, a mineral containing metal, to limit the amount of light reflection. This makeup was quite widespread in ancient Egypt. They believed if they lined their eyes with coal, the resulting almond shape would be similar to that of the eyes of the god Horus. Thanks to this action, they won't have to worry about evil spirits or eye ailments. Coal was applied to the brows and eyelashes of both male and female pharaohs. Coal was also applied to the eyelashes. They were most partial to using a green and blue eyeshadow combination. Number 8. Pharaoh was the human form of sky god Horus. The sky god Horus has also been celebrated as a great warrior and the greatest god for protection, thanks to his all-seeing eye. His myth states that he was able to defeat his evil uncle Seth after killing his father, Osiris, and restoring justice and order to the kingdom. Many of the pharaohs were believed to be the human representation of Horus, a symbol of victory, and when they died, their bodies would take the form of the god of the underground, Osiris. All of these prove how much religion and mythology played a role in their lives. Number 7. Pharaohs were always depicted as young and beautiful, even if they were old and fat. The pharaohs were regarded to be creatures of divinity and absolute perfection. That's why they were always portrayed as a symbol of attractiveness, even if it didn't reflect reality. The ancient Egyptians believed that physical beauty was an important aspect of divinity, so the pharaohs were often portrayed with smooth skin, chiseled features, and a slender physique, even if they did not possess these qualities in real life. This artistic convention was used throughout ancient Egyptian history, from the Old Kingdom to the New Kingdom, and it remains an enduring symbol of the power and prestige of the pharaohs to this day. Number 6. The pharaoh wore nemesis crown. The nemesis is a striped headdress worn by pharaohs that extends from the nape of the neck to the back of the head, and atop is a uraeus, an upright cobra that represents the pharaoh's divine authority. The uraeus is a symbol of the ancient Egyptian goddess Wadjet, and it was a sign that the pharaoh was prepared to use poison against his adversaries if he felt threatened. It also appeared frequently with the crook and the flail, demonstrating the pharaoh's role as the nation's sustenance provider and protector. Number 5. The pharaoh had the greatest power in ancient Egypt. The pharaoh was considered a god on earth. He was Egypt's political and religious leader, holding titles such as High Priest and Lord of the Two Lands, and was regarded as an immortal divine being. He enacted all laws, maintained order, owned all lands, collected taxes, established justice and equilibrium within the lands, and defended Egypt against foreign invaders. They were regarded as God's authority on earth because they were responsible for building temples and shrines for worshiping the gods to receive protection, good health, and longevity. Number 4. Pharaohs were depicted with a beard. The pharaohs were always depicted with a beard, but in this instance it was likely a fake beard, as most Egyptian men were clean-shaven. Thus, the majority of dreadlocks were braided into a large braid. This practice was widespread among the pharaohs, including female queens such as Hatshepsut, who was also depicted with a false beard. They believed that beards brought individuals closer to the spirits. Number 3. Only a pharaoh was allowed to make an offering to the gods. The Egyptians believed the pharaohs to be the highest priests and most powerful representatives of their gods on earth. They carried out their responsibility by presenting daily sacrifices to the gods to win their favor. The kings were the only ones permitted to visit the temple and speak with the gods there, as the temple was believed to be the physical home of the gods' spirits. If the pharaohs were to perform this ceremony, they would be bestowed with enormous protecting power and complete happiness. Number 2. Long and hard training was required to become a pharaoh. The pharaoh was the most powerful individual in the history of ancient Egypt. This was because the pharaoh served as the earthly manifestation of the gods, the high priest of every temple, and the general in charge of the Egyptian army. The young pharaoh would become his co-regent and must go through specialized training to demonstrate that he deserves this power. The pharaoh's son would inherit his empire and control everything above. It was required of every pharaoh to lead and fight at the front of his army. Therefore, the training would center on developing physical strength and running in a long race to develop endurance. In addition, the pharaoh would learn how to break and tame wild horses and embark on hunting expeditions. The young pharaoh would get instruction in the art of fighting and all of the military and political strategies necessary to prevail in any conflict. Number 1. The term pharaoh was not used until 1200 BC. The term pharaoh is commonly used to refer to the rulers of the ancient Egyptian civilization. Yet surprisingly, the term pharaoh only referred to the kings of Egypt's New Kingdom, 1570 to 1070 BCE. This fact is shocking to many people. The Great House or High House was originally referred to as a royal palace or a sacred court in its historical context. It was originally used to refer to the meaning of a ruler in a letter to Amenhotep IV during the mid-18th dynasty, 1550 to 1292 BC, proclaiming Pharaoh all life, prosperity, and health. It was used again around 1200 BC to refer to King Merneptah. The term had a Greek origin. With time, the term pharaoh referred to the king's palace and became interchangeable with the term king. The title pharaoh was mainly directed to the male king, but on rare occasions also referred to female queens, like Hatshepsut. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Do subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share your thoughts and questions in the comments section. Goodbye for now.